I'm going to open up the monthly meeting of the Board of Trustees, and as always, we'll start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And follow the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Here.
Trustee Gifford.
Here.
Trustee Lockwood.
Here.
Trustee Rizzo.
Here.
Mayor Taxler.
Here. Move on to item number 3. So as I told you, the village is 110 years old this month. The second oldest thing in the village is Tom Rush, who is retiring this February 22nd to be exact. Keep that date in mind. So at this point, I'm going to ask Tom to come forward, and the board would like to recognize him. We'll meet you right here. Could you be the peak for this one for just a second? So congratulations. Thank you. So Tom's been with us for 36 years and
36.4.
36.4 years. When I first became trustee, I went from department to department just to find out what was going on, you know, talk to each chief at that point in time, and they advised I take a ride-along, and my ride-along was with Tom Rush as the most experienced officer. We opened someone's car that had locked their keys in the car. I never knew how to do that. We had a little talking to with some kids that were smoking pot on the railroad tracks. He did a pullover. I had to stay in the car at that point to stay out of his way when he did what a police officer does. But he was my first real connection with policing in the village of Scotia. So if you know anything about Tom, he's been a sergeant for, I think, 18 years now. Stepped up and acted as serving chief for 2 years for us. And the only negative thing I can say about Tom is he makes me look very good on the golf course, so I appreciate that too. Maybe it's only out of obligation. Maybe this coming summer when he's not golfing with his boss anymore, or the mayor anymore, he'll show me how it's done. But you know, the board said, geez, we've got to do something for him. I think it was John Lockwood said, he's been policing longer than I've been on the face of this earth. So I was like, what do we do? So I got a hold of, I said, geez, I don't know what to get the guy. So I called Tom Niels and I said, what could he really use? And Tom gave me an idea. We got you this. To the naked eye, this just looks like a golf ball with a paper clip stuck in it. But it's actually got a little transducer in it. So you can download an app on your smartphone, and when you hit this into the woods like you so often do, Tom Niels says that this will save you probably $80 to $100 every summer. So So we do have a proclamation. I want to read it for tonight. A proclamation to honor Thomas B. Rush. Whereas Thomas B. Rush has served with distinction as a Village of Scotia police officer since October 30th, 1977, and whereas Thomas B. Rush has provided leadership in his department, serving as sergeant for 18 years and as acting chief for 2 years, and whereas Thomas B. Rush has consistently represented his department as a professional and effective officer, and whereas Thomas B. Rush shall retire after 36 years and 4 months of service, making him the longest-serving officer in the history of the Scotia Police Department, now therefore be it resolved that the Mayor and Board of Trustees extend their sincerest thanks and gratitude and hereby declare February 22nd, 2014, Thomas B. Rush Day in the Village of Scotia.
All I can say is the reason why I put in the many years that I have is because of the outstanding officers that I work with, my family, and the residents of the Village of Scotia. Marie has known me forever, and other people in the audience have known me for a long time. 35 years plus 36 years, okay? The reason why I put so much time is because I absolutely love the village and love the residents. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Okay, we'll move on to Item number 3 is, item number 4, which is the promotion of Adam Helfinger to Sergeant of the Village of Scotia. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. A second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Katsberg.
Yes. And at this point in time, I'm going to ask Adam and his wife and the chief to come forward. So I was not part of the interview process for this promotion. We had 3 candidates on the list to interview to replace the vacancy, the large vacancy that's going to be left by Tom Rush. I've been mayor for almost 8 years, a trustee for 4 years before that, and as trustees, I was liaison to the police department, so I had a close connection with all of the things that went on. And I got to tell you that this was the strongest class of 3 candidates for sergeant that I've ever seen. You could have taken any one of the 3 people that was up for this position, and they could have been a sergeant. So it was a tough decision. I'm glad I wasn't part of the interview committee because I think it was a tough decision to make. But I do know that Adam is an excellent, excellent choice. He's been a great representative of our village as a police officer, and I think he's going to be a great leader as a police sergeant. So congratulations to you. Raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in. Repeat after me. I, Adam Helfinger,
I, Adam Halfinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and the Code of the Village of Scotia,
and the Code of the Village of Scotia,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of Scotia Police Sergeant
the duties of Scotia Police Sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Nice job. Would you like me to speak? Now, at this point, if you wish to stay and see the rest of the business for this evening, you're welcome to stay. If you're here to just see the ceremony and want to sneak out, we'll take an adjournment for about 5 minutes and let the people who want to leave, leave. All right, as soon as John gets back out here, I'll call us back in session. And item number 5 is a report from our village historian, Bev Clark. So, Bev gave me a big long list of things that she wants to do and is looking to do, and
Yes, well, that's not the list I'm going to read tonight. I just wanted to give a brief kind of annual report of what went on this year, since it's been a year since I was appointed. I had a couple of goals. One thing I did was I reached out to some of my colleagues in the museum business, other town historians. I went to a conference and workshops and things like that so that I could learn a little bit more about that. I wanted to learn about the historical resources that we have right here in the village. I've lived here, I know the history, but there's still a lot to learn. And also about how we could use the Flint House, how it has been used and how we can use it some more. So I met with and continue to meet with all kinds of people talking about that, and I won't list them tonight. I wanted to, it's a fussy job, and I've been working on it to create a database on the computer of the Flint House inventory, which is, of course, excellent for record keeping, especially these days. The written records are pretty good. When I correlate those two together, we should be able to search for things and keep good records in the future, so I thought that was an important thing to do. I also want to establish an office where I can work and where the public or students can come in and do research. And we're going to, I've been working with Jim a little bit on this to help me with some of it, to open up that big room upstairs in the Flint House and put up some tables, and I'm starting to work on, then we can work on boxes and files and papers and things when there's some tables, and I hope in the spring that to be able to open to on at least a limited basis to the public and try to work with students and find out what kind of things they could come in and look up and learn about their village. So Those are the main things. As Chris said, there are several things in the planning stages for this year, so I can report on those in the future if you would like, so just let you know. So that's what's been going on. Oh, and we did have our open house in October, which I think you probably all knew about, and that was great. It was good to see what the people that came in liked and, liked about
And
the
it
house.
must have been a good one because it generated 2 donations, so.
Well, there we go. So, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to work with Michelle on that as well, so.
All right,
All right, thank you.
very much. Thank you. Item number 6 is privilege of the floor. Is there anyone here who wishes to be heard at privilege of the floor? Seeing none, I will close privilege of the floor and we'll move on to item number 7, which is local law 2014A relating to water and sewer bill payments. And basically, this is the local law that's required to be passed just to say that we're going to collect water and sewer bills twice a year. We introduced it last month, so this month is a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing on local law 2014A. Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on that law? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to introduce or to adopt.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Katsberg.
Yes. Item number 8 is local law 2014B, relating to the removal of the residency requirement for the police department. So our village code at this point requires that police officers be residents of the town of Glenville or the village of Scotia. We no longer see the need for that, so we'll just remove that and remove any residency requirement. This was introduced last month, so I'm going to open the public hearing now. Does anybody care to be heard on local law 2014B? Seeing that, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to introduce.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that one? Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Katsberg.
Yes. Item number 9 is local law 2014C relating to the donation bins, and this just regulates the bins themselves, requires a site plan review, and puts parameters on where they can be located. It was introduced last month, so I'm going to open the public hearing on that one. Anyone care to be heard on local law 2014C? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
What about the ones that are currently out there?
There's a time period for compliance, and then they have to comply. It's the end of the law, to get the time period.
Yeah, I don't recall. Yeah, it was a couple of months, I think.
3 months.
3 months.
I have it here. That's 3 months?
3 months.
Okay.
Are we gonna be providing notice?
That'll be Lewis. I'll have to go around. Once we have it, Lewis will go around, and there's not enough of them yet so that he can't keep up on that. So he'll go around and I think it's a good idea to I'll have him attach a copy of the law itself and then a letter saying that you got this law to comply. Any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Katsberg.
Yes. Item number 10 is local law 2014D, which is the authorizing property tax levy in excess of the established, or the limit established by the state. This was introduced last year, or last month, yeah. So I will open the public hearing. Anyone care to be heard on local law 2014D? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Katsberg.
Yes. Item number 11 is to introduce local law 2014E relating to alcoholic beverages in Collins Park. I distributed that to you guys. Our current code disallows any alcoholic beverages. So rather than have to have something come before the board and, whatever you call it, dismiss our local law for every event, this one just says that at the pavilion we can allow alcohol. So I'll look for someone to move that.
I'll move it.
Wait,
I'll second.
wait, Joe, John's gotta have that one, really.
We're
You're gonna be a part of
going
it.
to say that trustee Lockwood moved it. And trustee Rizzo seconded it.
Okay.
Any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Casper.
Even though you are part, John is definitely.
He's the one.
Item number 12 is a resolution to amend the Village of Scotia fee schedule to include the fees for the pavilion. So you see the fees there. I just wanted to outline a couple of things with you on that, so let me get to the page. In discussion with Jimmy, we had some recommendations from the park board. And the fees are what the park board recommended. If you look at pavilions that are, other pavilions in the area, these are on par with what other pavilions are charging. One thing the park board threw out there that we declined was half-day fee. And the idea would be too hard to figure out when they came in, when they came out, what do you do if they stay an extra hour, you know, so you either get it for the day or you don't, so that's that. I also want to make it clear that where it says pavilion capacity, that's not part of the fees, that's just how many people can fit under the roof. So if you have 150 people, as long as you know that they don't fit under the roof, you're okay. And then the alcohol permit fee is up on the top of the page. I wanted to make sure that you saw that. And that's if you want to have alcohol at your event, then that's another $100.
Is there gonna be a deposit for?
There's a $250 deposit for any rental.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll amend the fee schedule to include the $250 deposit. Thanks for pointing that out. It's on the application, but it didn't make the fee schedule. So would anybody care to move
Is
to?
there a deposit for the beach pavilion too?
No.
Okay.
So would anyone care to move the amended fee schedule?
I'll move it.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Casper.
Yes. Item 13 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign the amendment to the New York Cooperative Liquid Asset Securities Systems Municipal Cooperation Agreement. Basically, this is a, I don't know if it's a consortium, but it's a group that takes our assets and then puts them into some kind of an interest-bearing fund. The change in it is just, it's going to broaden the areas that they can actually invest our money for us, so. And it's to make sure that it's put into, well, it's not speculation, you know, speculative accounts and interest-bearing accounts, so.
This is something we've done before. I tried to read that and couldn't make sense out of it.
I read it, and I got the gist, but I didn't get the details.
I think we've belonged to class for a long time, and it is a consortium where essentially municipalities are pooling their money so they can get a better interest rate with bigger volume than if we were doing it alone. So they just amended their rules a little bit to give them, I think, more flexibility to do better for the municipalities.
So what do we have to do?
There's a resolution I
Okay.
have, yeah,
Just got to move to authorize me to
sign it.
sign it. A second?
I'll second.
Thanks. Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Casper.
Yes. Item 15 is a resolution to authorize overnight sleeping in Collins Park for the park.
Utilities.
Oop,
Yeah.
sorry, I crossed it up there. Item 14 is authorize the mayor to sign the investment proposal for upgrading, or for the upgrade to our utility billing software. So this is for the water meters, and we're paying for it out of the bond funding, and it's just an upgrade to the software we use to do the billing. So it makes a more seamless connection between the data that comes from the meters themselves and the actual bills.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Zeman.
Yes.
Trustee Gifford.
Yes.
Trustee Lockwood.
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo.
Yes.
Mayor Casper.
Yes. And now, I need a resolution to authorize the overnight sleeping in Collins Park for the bicyclists that are coming in. They do this every year.
I'll make the motion.
A second.
Any discussion? I'll do it all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 16 is a resolution to authorize the mayor to sign the 2014 Summer Recreation Program amendment with the town of Glenville in the amount of $2,500.
Did we get a response from them about that?
Yeah, let's do a motion in a second, then we can talk about it, because I was going to say something too.
I'll make the motion, I guess.
I'll second it.
Okay. We got a response from them, and I haven't checked into it completely. The response was that our summer program was cut, and just so you know, last year, they cut it from 7,500 to 5,000. The year before that, we got 70, so they've been cutting it every year, unilaterally, without any input from us. This year, they increased funding to some Burnt Hills programs and to the Freedom Park and the parade. And what I got from the supervisor was that he felt it was more of a bang for their buck with Freedom Park and the parade. So